आज जो है हम शादी के मतलब सीखें और इट्स गोना बी लाइक maybe few weeks कि हम इसको अच्छे तरीके से अंडरस्टैंड कर सकें और this is very important because mostly like the culture we belong, when people get married they no pastor or no church give them teaching or what they call counseling about it. But we're going to be talking a little bit in details today. Anybody want to read in English? Anybody want to read in English? Tell me. Bina, you want to read in English? Because they can understand them.
So, marriage, literal meaning of marriage, definition, literally, marriage is a legally and socially recognized union between two individuals, typically a man and a woman, that establishes rights and obligations between them, their children and their families.
So here is using typically a man or a woman. So the culture we belong, there are some people who get married, man or woman, or sometimes people are getting married with animal. It's very common. It's not something new. Now it is happening since Egyptians, 5,000 years or more. So it's like every culture does this have. So they still call it marriage, but biblical meaning of marriage is very different. Mary, can you move forward?
Okay, so biblically, marriage is a divinely ordained covenant between a man and a woman established by God for companionship, mutual help, love, and the foundation of family.
So this is a biblical dictionary meaning of a marriage, and we're going to be exploring it a lot. So this is a very good place, so we should understand that how we should establish or how we should live in a marriage life. So number one is saying it's a divine ordained covenant. You know, like this is not just a covenant, but it is ordained. Ordained by who?
God.
Ordained by God. Ordained is like जैसे मसा किया जाता है. It's not something like a really small
Anointed,
thing.
yeah.
And it's divinely ordained actually. God Himself जो है, He ordained that covenant, and it is always between a man and a woman. There is no other choice. Established by God. Who established it? By God. For companionship. उसमें लिखा हुआ है ना बाइबल में कि जब उसने हवा आदम को अकेला देखा, then he thought there should be a companion or mutual help, so they can help each other. They must have strong agape, not agape, rather romantic and every kind of love. So this brings a foundation for a family. तो जो कभी भी अगर आप देखते हैं कि कोई भी एक like one thing I understand, you always speak for the truth. Many times people think, oh, that's not right. But when you're speaking about for the truth, then truth always have like power inside it. So if you see that this is established by God for you guys, and you have to be working on it. Sometimes the companionship is not strong. Sometimes we don't mutually help each other. Sometimes we have a marriage out of business deal. Maybe this is an engineer, this is a doctor, but not out of love. So these are all things could be a huge problem when you are having a life. So the marriage is very important to understand, and that's why I wanted to share with you. So let's read about the first marriage which God ordained, and which is in Genesis chapter 2 and verse 24.
Therefore, a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. This explains why a man leaves the father and mother and is joined to his wife, and the two are united into one.
Right? So look at, I have like two different versions, NLT and ESV. It's a little bit changed, but I like the NLT better. It says, this explains why a man leaves his father and mother and joined to his wife, and the two are united in one. So do you know, like, they started out from one too, because when God created Eve, so he created out of Adam. So they started out one, and now God want to have a different functions so they can have a family and they can mutually help each other. So that's why God has this marriage. और उर्दू में is very powerful. It says इस वास्ते मर्द अपने माँ बाप को छोड़ेगा और अपनी बीवी से मिला रहेगा और वो एक. आज हम सिर्फ दो लफ्ज़ों को सीखेंगे. We're gonna learn only two words here. Number one, hold fast, और जो NLT में है join, और उर्दू के अंदर है मिला रहेगा. हम सिर्फ एक ये लफ्ज़ और दूसरा लफ्ज़ जो है one flesh और united और एक तन. We will just see those words how Bible is explaining that. So,
Genesis.
yes, same thing. So for the whole fast, I'm gonna do this with you, a word study from the different scriptures, how this word is used. So this word is called Dābaq. Dābaq meaning is to cling with something. So I'm gonna be using different verses where this word is used, and you're gonna see that how powerful is this word. कि वो दोनों के जो है मर्द अपने माँ बाप को छोड़कर अपनी बीवी से मिला रहेगा. जो मिला रहना है यहाँ होल्ड फास्ट जो है is a very very powerful word. So we have to learn this today. Number one, we see this word as physically. How this word is physically used in the Bible. Or Ayub chapter 19 verse 20 में लिखा है, मैं खाल और गोश्त में हड्डियों से चिमट गए. मेरी खाल और मेरा गोश्त मेरी हड्डियों से चिमट गए और मैं बाल बाल बच निकला. क्या कह रहा है कि वो मेरा खाल और मेरी गोश्त जो है वो हड्डियों से चिमट के. Bina, would you like to read?
Yeah. Next.
No, this.
My bones, Dābaq, stick to my skin and to my flesh, and I have escaped by the skin of my teeth.
So this is the physically this word is using कि जो जैसे कुछ साथ चिपकी नहीं चीज होती, बिल्कुल चिपक जाती है. That's what it is saying. It's like a stick, like a glue stick जैसी हुई होती है ना. That's the relationship physically God wants. जैसे एक stick हुई हुई है चीज. And it's not easy. It is very difficult. Why is difficult? Because there's two different personalities, two different backgrounds, not just like socially, but educational. It's like so many things you're gonna see a difference between a couple. लेकिन जिसको खुदा ने जोड़ा, he always do the perfect. He always do the perfect thing. तो इसलिए we have to bring God in our marriage so we can have that stickness. If we don't feel this stickness, so what we have to do then? We have to talk about it. We have to pray about it. We have to. It's like usually like we talk like out of like emotions. No, we have to talk seriously these things. ताकि जो खुदा जो है जिसने हमें बनाया है वो कहता है, उसने कहा है कि therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast. He will stick to his wife. ऐसे स्टिक होगा कि जैसे किसी को ग्लू लगाई हुई है और वो ग्लू लग के स्टिक हुआ. So this looks like a very like a taboo kind of like a title today, but it is very important to understand this, because you know why the God have man and woman have a marriage relationship, because they can have family. God like family. That's why we are children of God. So he want to have a family. That's why he want us to stick with our spouse. And then next is we're gonna see it has a very emotional like meaning too.
So then they lifted up their voices and wept again. And Orpah?
Uh-huh.
Okay, Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, and Ruth clung to her.
Right? तो ये देखिए, ये एक इमोशनल जो आप किसी के साथ जुड़े होते हैं ना, उसके लिए भी जो है वो सेम लफ्ज जो है दबाक यूज होता है। इमोशनली यू कैन सी, फिर वो चला चला कर रोई और उर्फा ने अपनी सास को चूमा और रूथ उससे चिपट गई। So this is an emotional thing also, and if you don't have emotions in your marriage, this could be a problem. You have to have emotions in your marriage. Now we're going to see why God is using the same word to have our relationship with Him. Where do you go next?
Deuteronomy 10:20. You shall fear the Lord your God, you shall serve Him and hold fast to Him.
Right? और लिखा है, और तुम खुदावंद अपने खुदा का खौफ मानना और उसकी बंदगी करना और उससे क्या करना, दबाग, उसके साथ करना क्या, दबाग करना, यानी कि चिमटे उसके साथ रहना। और वही वाला वो लफ्ज जो है वो आपके रिलेशनशिप, जो आपके मियाँ और बीवी के साथ जो है वो इस्तेमाल कर रहा है। उसने कहा और उसके नाम की कसम खाना। तो you shall fear the Lord your God and you shall serve him and hold fast to him. It's the same word. तो जो बाइबल लिखने वाले लोग हैं, they are not fool. They understand what they are talking about. They totally understand what God is giving message to the people.
So Deuteronomy 11:22, to love the Lord your God, to walk in all His ways, and to hold fast to Him.
So today I'm just giving you the outline, not even the outline, just like intro. Then we're going to go to outline, and then we're going to go to in details, and then you will see that you're going to have a very, very strong relationship in your family, not just with your wife, with your kids, with everybody else. And we have to work on it. It's not easy, it's difficult, because this is designed by the God, and enemy want to destroy it. Enemy want to destroy it because you want coffee. तो लिखा है क्योंकि अगर तुम उन सब हुक्मों को जो मैं तुमको देता हूँ जाफशानी से मानो और उन पर अमल करो और खुदावंद अपने खुदा से मोहब्बत रखो और उसकी सारी राहों पर चलो और उससे क्या करो, लिपटे रहो. You have to stick with God. You have to hold fast with God. And if you don't do the hold fast with God, this could be a problem. That's why God is using the same word for a husband and wife. So they have to have this relationship. Not just physically, not just emotionally, but also God is giving His own examples that I want you to have a relationship with me like that. And now the last verse is very powerful.
So Joshua 23:8, but you shall cling to the Lord your God just as you have done to this day.
आपको पता है लैंड कैसे मिली थी? एक नस्ल पूरी तबाह हो गई थी. जो प्रॉमिस लैंड थी, God gave to those people who were clinging, who were actually the people who are really attached with God, who are clinging with God, who has hold fast to God. Then God gave them the land. There was a whole generation which got killed because they were double-minded. They were double-minded. So this is very important. It says, बल्कि खुदावंद अपने खुदा से लिपटे रहो जैसा तुमने आज तक किया है. So this is a very, very powerful, you can see the thing here. It is showing that God has His own love in it. And the same word Paul is using, actually he's using the same text. Maria, go there. Actually, Paul is using the same text from the Genesis 2:24. He says, therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife. और उसका मतलब भी वही है कि उसके साथ चिमटा रहे, उसके साथ यूनाइटेड रहे. ठीक है. और ये अगर नहीं होता तो इसका मतलब क्या होता है कि इब्लीस जो है वो आपके ऊपर हमला कर चुका हुआ. If you don't have these feelings, this means you are already under attack. And if you are under attack, that I'm going to give you an example. This means if you are under attack, that devil is already took your grounds. I was listening like other day of like a short videos, There was a very powerful example. So there was like a field of wheat, and it has a fence inside, and one side of that field was dedicated. Listen to this. This is very powerful. And one side of this field was dedicated to God, and other side of this field was dedicated to devil. So there was a guy. What he was doing, he jumped on the fence, and fence is very narrow, and he was sitting on the fence. And devil said, okay, you want to come here or on the other side? And God says, you shouldn't even sit on the fence. But usually, like we are Christian, we want to have both taste. We want to taste God. We want to taste devil also, because we sin, we do all stupidness. And he said, oh, I want to be here. I want to just have experienced both of that. And the next moment, that guy was in the field of devil. And that guy asked the devil, why you just took me? Devil says, this fence belonged to me. So this fence was belonged to me. We can't be on the border. If you are standing on the border, devil will take you. So you can't be. You understand what I was trying to say? You can't be on the border. You have to be on the guard side. If you're not on the guard on guard side, devil will take you. In the same way, he will take the families. In the same way, he will take the kids. So Paul is using this analogy of marriage all over. It is not just in the New Testament, it is in the Old Testament. It's literally everywhere in the Bible. And it is very important we should understand that. Next verse. It is not just like Paul is trying to say when we are attached with somebody, not attached. I mean, he's trying to tell you like one very important thing. It is so spiritual. This is so spiritual and so powerful. Like what happened if you go to the next verse?
Yeah, so 1 Corinthians 6:16 says, or do you not know that the one who is joined to a prostitute becomes one body with her? For as it is written, the two will become one.
Right? So Paul
Flesh.
is saying, क्योंकि तुम नहीं जानते कि जो कोई कसबी से सोबत रखता है, this is not a fun. You become one body with, you become one with her. I'm not just talking about a woman. I'm talking about women if they have. And Jesus make it like very clear. Jesus says, I mean, if you are looking to a person with like lustful eyes, you already committed sin. What is the meaning of that? Jesus is saying, with the Holy Spirit, you can have this life if you are watching to a woman, it's going to look like your sister. If you're watching to a man, she's going to look like to your brother. That's Jesus is trying to say. With the Holy Spirit, it is very possible that even you don't do sin inside your brain. You don't lust. So that's why he's saying it is not just like the one flesh you are when with your wife. Even if you're one flesh with anybody, you are going to have one spirit with them.